Yo bro, this is Louis aka the Tinder God, and today we're gonna talk on Bumble, more precisely not getting any matches on Bumble. I'm gonna give you a couple tips, a couple mistakes to prevent from happening, so by the end of this video you'll get all the matches you deserve. Tip number 1, a book gets judged by its cover. Now bro, imagine you're running around in a bookstore, there's a whole lot of books, suddenly you walk past a book and it has a boring title, there's no bright colors, the cover is a bit, it's not a hard cover, it's a soft cover. You turn it around the back, the text's not appealing, the photo of the artist, what do you say, the writer is like just some vague, unappealing photo. Would you pick up this book, or would you open it and browse to see what's inside, get to know more about it? You probably wouldn't, right? Unless maybe as a joke, just to see how bad it is. Now your first photo on Bumble is very similar to a book's cover. You want girls, when they're swiping on Bumble, for some reason I was gonna say Tumblr, when they're swiping on Bumble and they come across your first photo, they need to feel an urge to discover more, to scroll through the rest of your photos, to read your bio, to see what you're all about, and then eventually decide to buy you. Tip number 2 is crop to flop. If you've seen my videos before, then you know that when I'm talking about Tinder, I'll always tell guys, your first picture on Tinder, you need the perfect crop, which will be your torso showing and your head showing. So, I'm not sure if you can see this. So kinda this is what you want to have in the image, right? On Bumble this is slightly different because the app is trying to be smart by automatically cropping your first picture. So I'm gonna instantly show you an example. I was swiping through my Bumble and I came across this beautiful girl, Rosemary. Okay, she's 35 years old. Doesn't really look like a girl, does it? Now, of course, we're not in the Middle Ages anymore, we're open-minded. Maybe this is a post-op trans. Fine, welcome on Bumble. Now, when I actually clicked the image, then I saw this. Oh, look there, on the right side of the picture, there's actually a beautiful woman. Well, in case the person in the middle is a post-op trans, you're a beautiful woman as well, but I assume the profile, well actually I know the profile is actually the woman on the right because the rest of the pictures showed her. So what Bumble does automatically is it finds the person in the picture who it believes is the owner of the profile, and it will crop to this face. So this unlucky profile picture that Rosemary chose to have as a first picture cropped or found the face in the middle of her, I assume, male friend and just zoomed on his face. So now you just have to think, how many matches is Rosemary losing? Guys that are just swiping through and all of a sudden they see this guy like, peace, but it's not even Rosemary. So this is a very painful but very big, massive mistake that is scaring off hundreds of men for my dear Rosemary friend. By the way, bro, did you hear that I have a profile checklist that you can just download for free down below the video? You look at the profile checklist, you keep it next to your profile on your device, here. And you can just see everything you're doing right and everything you're doing wrong. It's the quickest way to getting 1 billion quadrillion matches. Tip number 3, you are a minimalist. Now, I myself am not the biggest fan of owning a fancy car or having a lot of fancy objects, but some guys are just too minimalist in their profile. They have a photo showing their face, they'll have one with their face and a bit of their body showing, they'll have a selfie somewhere on top of it, but that's it. The problem here is they're being too minimalist. They're just showing what they look like, which of course is important, but they're not telling the girl a story. They're not really saying anything about their life. Now, when us guys, when we look at the profile of a woman, I'm not trying to generalize or assume how you work, but usually if she has a rocking body and a good face, you'll swipe her right. Women need just a little bit more convincing. Sometimes it can work if someone's like super good looking, but in general they'll want to know, what is he about, what does he do? Some questions that go through their mind are these.
Is he going to be super awkward? Exactly how confident will he be? Will he be funny or fun? Will he be up for a relationship, or will it just be fun for him? Will he have something interesting to say? Will he rape me? Will he murder me?
So, my dearest viewer, make sure that your profile also tells the story about you rather than just showing your face and your body. Now, the opposite is also true, and we're gonna see that right now in tip 4. And then tip number 4 is you are a hoarder, which is the opposite of a minimalist. Well, not by definition, but in my video it is. So the hoarder is a guy where, for example, you get 9 slots to upload pictures. He uses all 9 of them. He's not just gonna show what it looks like and tell a bit of a story. He's gonna show his mom, his ex-girlfriend, his first pet goldfish. He's gonna show his best friends. He's gonna show every single hobby he has. Oh, he boxes, that's gonna be in there. He surfs, that's gonna be in there. He plays soccer, that's gonna be in there as well. And then the bio is pretty much a compilation of every witty line he ever found on my blog, and it's all compiled into one big hoarder profile. Now, the problem with this is that you're clearly overcompensating for something. When a woman looks at your profile, she's gonna be like, "Ooh, this guy is really trying very hard. He's a fucking asswipe." Now, the problem with this is that a profile like this is obviously overcompensating for something, plus it leaves no mystery. There's nothing to be uncovered. It's like everything there is to know about you is just to be seen on your profile. You're pretty much like one of the ladies in the red light district in Amsterdam. Okay, maybe that's not the best metaphor, but you know what I mean. Tip number 5. Demography. In case the word I just roared wasn't very clear, it was demography, which is tip number 5. I've done a lot of testing with the Bumble dating app. I've used it in Europe, I've used it in Asia, I've used it in the States, and something that was very clear to me is that there's a particular type of girl that is drawn to Bumble, just like there is a particular type of girl that is drawn to the Badoo dating app, for example. Now, about the Badoo dating app, this is probably the app where I was least successful, by the way. There's a particular type of girl that's not really my type, and I guess I'm also not their type, but on Bumble there's a different story. Usually the girls that are to be found on the app have a university degree. I guess most of them are in their late 20s or 30s, and they're a bit more well-spoken. Now, if this is not the kind of girl that usually likes you, or more importantly, if this is not the type of girl that you like, then I propose you delete the app and go to something like Tinder or Happen. If this is the kind of girl that you like, then, well, I have a whole lot of other tips for you to improve your profile to get all those matches flowing. And of course, you find those tips in the article linked down below the video. Please give this video a thumbs up, because that is what friendly people do, like you and I, and subscribe, because if you don't, I will take you back in time and force you to type every message you'll ever want to send to a girl on this typewriter.